but it's fundamentally, I think it is an ideological clash that has come to head today, because the RSS, which was fundamentally opposed to Nehru's idea of India, his vision of India, and Guruji's vision of India, Guru Golwalkar's or Hedgewar's, was very different. It was not at all similar. And it is after a very long time that ideology has a voice that is as loud as Nehru's. Because otherwise, Nehru's voice was the loudest in the sense of not his, you know what I'm saying, whatever, he had kind of set off. So that's why you hear it, it's new. But I don't think it didn't exist earlier. It's just that the balance is a little more now. Uh, I do think that only a man like Nehru could have got India from the 40s to the 60s. I don't think any other leader, anyone could have negotiated India through that tumultuous period and kept it together. Because the more you read about it, and unfortunately, most praise as well as hate comes from ignorance. I don't think today's generation realizes how India was on the brink of shattering. It was not. It was not the independence मिल गया अब हम सब साथ मिलके चल रहे हैं. Every day someone wanted to go off on their own, and only Nehru could have kept it together. Uh, and I do think Nehru was elitist. I think he came from that slightly elite mindset. I think Pakistani elite have that problem more than Indian elite, because the rich poor, because they didn't have the kind of reformist movements like land reforms, etc. An Ambedkar or a Periyar was not there. So the only time I've come to Pakistan, and one or two Pakistani friends I did have, I realized that there are two worlds. The rich and poor are so living in completely different worlds. India is a little more, we're all pushing against each other. Although now it's becoming a little more separate, which I think is dangerous. I think I've seen lots of talks where if they become two cocoons, the country kind of shatters. But in Pakistan, so I think uh, Nehru was a bit elitist, but that is a small price to pay for being able to do what he had and keeping India, for most part, secular ideals were important, and I think are still important for a very large chunk of India.